Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Dogecoin, seeing what's going on. Looking actually quite awesome here, as a matter of fact. We didn't see that pullback just yet here from yesterday when we talked about our Elliott wave and the fact that we might be seeing a retracement to the 0.382, 0.5, or 0.618 area. So in essence, right now we are breaking through a key level resistance, and we're going to talk about that here on the daily, as a matter of fact, with our simple moving average, the 200. That's a really big deal to get above that level. So hoping that can sustain, we can get a closure above that here today. We'll talk about that and much more. So just know, if you are new to the channel, love to teach people to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. Quickly note here, what we want to talk about is a couple of factors. So if you were impacted by KYC, like most of us in the US and Canada, BingX has you covered. Make sure you check this exclusive offer out until July 31st. Basically, you're giving a $100 bonus for trading volume and $50 bonus for deposit volume. Okay, so again, really easy to match that, but the bottom line is that there's no KYC or VPN required for BingX. Be sure to check that out, link down below. Now, what I want to talk about here with Dogecoin is a couple of things I think that are fairly important. First of all, the moving average here that I was talking about yesterday, that was a rejection point initially. We're now tentatively above that. I want to emphasize the word tentative because we haven't truly closed above this level yet. We've wicked up twice and haven't broken through it. But that 7.73 mark is right there where the simple moving average of 200 is averaging itself out. That's notoriously a very strong support and resistance level. So again, it's not a definitive line in the sand like, oh, it closes above and we're good. But it does help to understand that we are on the right side of this tracks and that we could experience more upside being above that level. Okay, so please understand that. I know a lot of folks put too much weight into it. They are weighted averages, of course, but on the same accord, they're also something you want to kind of take with a grain of salt and look at everything else as well, which is why we're looking at the entire big picture here. So if we take a look at RSI, coming close to that resistance level at 70 on the RSI. So this could be a rejection point. So in essence, the current level right now, where it's at 7.8, that highest point that we wicked up to, that could be the highest point which we're going to see the price action for the immediate foreseeable future, or perhaps it would just be the distant past, right? We're going to see obviously what happens here soon, but the bottom line here is that RSI being close there, that tells us we could hit a rejection level there and might see resistance. That being said, if we take a look at that and concurrently take a look at TD sequential, we're about 6 days into this bullish continuation. Hypothetically, we have another 3 to 6 more days of continuation to the upside. So by no means is this push overextended, okay? We're about 2/3 of the way through, though. You just got to recognize that. So if we're still kind of stuck in this range before the weekend, then there's a decent chance of a pullback at that point, okay? MACD is kind of just giving us the indication that we're still on the uptrend here, nothing too crazy there. So all in all, the daily looks fairly positive. When we take a look at the 4-hour, it does kind of change the story a little bit, but still concurrent here is the moving averages working ascendingly with the price action. So if you draw like a trend line out, you can kind of see that the moving averages are moving along with it. So that's a very positive sign. As long as we're above that level, we should expect the price action to continue higher. Now keep in mind, of course, a pullback could occur, and we could still very well see the price pull back and bounce off that support level and that ascending trend. So keep in mind, pullbacks would make sense. We've got two, not just one, but 2 Elliott waves telling us that we're overextended, and a pullback would make sense. Okay, again, do pullbacks make sense on coins like this? Not always, right? You got to recognize there's a lot of stuff going on in the back end there with Elon Musk, and of course, whether or not he's going to tweet on his platform or not, okay? Keep that in mind. That's kind of where we're at there on the 4-hour. Furthermore, as well, we're still trading closer to 70 on the RSI. The more likely we are to break it, though, of course, because we're staying at that level, okay? Just note that with stochastics, we have a second divergence on the horizon. That could very well be the point in which we see the price action reject from here. We'll see what happens soon, but bottom line here is the 4-hour is looking fairly bullish still, and there's no real sign to kind of want to short. If we continue again to maintain this price action at this level and pull back a little bit, then there's a good chance that we will see the price action do so as well. Okay, because again, the MACD is losing its momentum, and that's a good indication on the 4-hour time frame to use. Okay, so with the 1-hour, what we're going to look at here is a few things, right? First of all, TD sequential, no signs of overextension here. In fact, the price action is jumping up and down. These are not ideal trading conditions, of course. Obviously, depending on your type of trading position you have, different story altogether. But generally speaking, be sure that you you exercise some caution when trading with this coin. And of course, when we look at the cloud here, we can see that we still have all green lights to leave the position open. Lagging span is still technically within the free of price action. But again, if the price goes sideways from here, then there's a good chance that we're going to want to close our long position and consider a short. Okay? Now, it wouldn't be a massive short. It would just be a short to the lower levels here, the Fibonacci levels, maybe 0.75, or perhaps even right there in the 0.727 range. Okay? Again, I don't think it's going to be a dramatic move, but I do think that Dogecoin, shorting against Dogecoin right now is extremely risky, and you want to be cautious taking a short into it. That's just my 2 cents, but I really think that you want to be careful. Wait for confirmation. We don't have that just yet. Let's see how the one-day candlestick closes here. Can we close above the current level or below? If we close below, then I would say there's a decent chance we might see somewhat of a retracement. But it does have a lot of healthy continuation signs here. We got the higher lows here and the higher highs continuing in this trend. Okay, so again, the trend is your friend until it isn't, right? Or as somebody said in my chat one day, the trend is your friend until it betrays you. Of course, that's how friends are, that's how life is, and that's how trading is too. It will always betray you. There's never a full, exact 100% science, but the key is that you can kind of try to maximize your gain and minimize your loss. And those are all things I teach in my trading academy. So again, check that out. CryptoCash.tech is the site. Link down below if you want to become a better trader and join our group of traders. So I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for joining me here. Hope you have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.